There we go. Let's double check if we're live. Are we live? Let's see. Live? Are we live?
I think we're live.
Not until I see this go live here. Stand by. We're not sure if we're live or not yet right now. I don't know what happens. It should be live on YouTube. Let us know in the comments if we're live or not on your end. It looks like it's not going through. Okay, cool. Yeah, looks like we're on now. All right, that took a little bit. All right, so happy 2024, end of 2024.
Yeah, it's our last live stream of the year.
Yes.
We didn't think we were going to do this, but we decided it
Well,
would be fun to do a New Year prediction episode.
So I got this idea. I watch a show called Daily Tech News every morning. It's a way I get all my tech news, and basically it's just a bunch of other people in the tech industry, and they have just conversations about tech every morning. But one of my favorite shows is at the end of the year, they do a prediction show of the upcoming year. So in 2025, what the predictions will be. But then since they've done it for a while, they recap what didn't happen in the past year or did happen. So I think we want to start doing that every year. So this is going to be like a new tradition for us. This live stream is going to be about what we predict is going to happen in this year in 2025. And then we're going to recap at the end of the year and see if any of the stuff came true or if we are just completely out of our minds. Yeah. So it's kind of fun because we're going to get a lot of things wrong.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to do three predictions each. And actually what's fun is we actually don't know what.
Yeah, we wrote them down before and we didn't share them with each other. So we don't know what our predictions.
So we'll see if any are overlapping. Yeah.
Yeah, but before we get started, I wanted to mention that we do have freebies on our website. We have a free Elementor template that you can download if you're interested in learning more about Elementor or getting familiarized with it. This could be a good way. We put the link to that in our description box, so check that out, download it, and start getting familiarized with Elementor because it's a really great tool.
And you'll be added to our mailing list, so you're going to get newsletters. We're going to be a lot more active with our newsletters in 2025. Okay, cool. You want to get started with these?
Yeah, let me get my list. You want to go first?
Yeah, I have my little caption down here. I'll just do my three and then you do your three. And we'll just have a conversation about it. And you can join in.
We're not going to go back and forth?
Whatever. Yeah, we can do that. Whatever you want to do. You can see we're not scripted. We don't know what the
Okay, you go first.
All right. So this one is pretty safe bet, I think. And that is, I don't think there's going to be any big major changes in the WordPress like ecosystem. So of course you'll be keeping up with a lot of the drama. I think next year at this exact time we'll be in pretty much the same spot. I think we're still going to have an egomaniac, Matt Mullenweg, running the whole show, and it's just going to be a lot of back and forth legal crap throughout the whole year. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be any big forks. I don't think there's going to be anything going on. The only one as of right now recording this, the guy who runs Yoast is trying to get something going like a fork or something that you're not relying on the whole entire like ecosystem of WordPress. So yeah, I predict that nothing's really going to change. I think we're going to be in pretty much the same situation. Because I think if there is going to be some sort of fork or anything, it needs to happen like now. It needs to happen like so fast because people are going to just get tired of the drama. They're going to get tired of this crap, and then they're just going to forget about it, and we're just going to let Matt do his thing like we've always done. And to kind of piggyback off that same thing is I still think Elementor, the page builder, is going to be top dog. I think it's still going to it's holding up the WordPress ecosystem, in my opinion. If it wasn't for Elementor, this whole entire ecosystem, I think, would almost collapse in itself. So that's a lot to take in. Let me see. Oh, cool. We have someone from
Happy New Year from Bangkok. Cool. So it's already the New Year there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're in the future.
Hours? Well, almost New Year's.
Almost New Year.
Actually, we're funny story. We're actually planning a big trip at the end of next year. So almost around this time next year, we're looking to
We're
go to
looking
Bangkok.
to go to
Yeah.
Southeast Asia. We're not entirely sure when or where or the logistics, but we've been doing a lot of research on
Bangkok looks awesome.
a
Yeah.
Bangkok trip because we've been wanting to go to Thailand for a very long time. So
Yeah. All right.
all right.
So what are your
Thoughts
yeah,
about that?
yeah.
Or I agree. I think that people say a lot of things. Oh, we're gonna fork it. We're gonna start a revolution. Whatever. But to actually do that is a lot harder than
Mhm.
people think, and I don't think they're gonna be able to. I think
No.
that it might get some traction like early next year. We might get the ball rolling a little bit, but then it's gonna fizzle out.
Well, the reason why I'm like you got to move fast is because you have to move fast,
Mhm.
because everyone's we're all focused on it right now, but we're not going to really care if in
Exactly.
April we're not going to care. And the thing about I signed up for the Yoast one, and they're looking for people to help out. I'm willing to really help out. I want to actually put it out there. If anybody's watching, I want to put out there. I will be part of that group. The thing that already kind of turned me off instantly was like, oh, we're on vacation. We'll do something in the new year. I'm like,
But people have lives too.
I understand, but what I'm trying to get at is like this. If it really is this big deal, it needs to happen now. Like holidays should not get in the way of like
Well, they do.
backing up the WordPress repo and all of that. Like it's going to take money for sure. It's going to take
That's
probably
another thing that I think people don't realize how much money it's going to cost.
And you have to get the biggest players on board. You're going to have to get the Elementors. You're not going to get the WooCommerce, so that's going to be a conflicting thing because WooCommerce is owned by Automattic. So that's going to be very interesting. Let's say we do have this big fork, and then all of a sudden, WooCommerce doesn't work because you got to go through their repo. He's going to make it very difficult. So unless he resigns or there's some major shifts, so my prediction, nothing's really going to change. I think we're going to be still pissed off and confused at the end of next year. So is that, you want to go to your predictions now? We'll go back and forth.
Because I have one that's kind of related to that. Funny enough. So I think that Automattic is going to sell off a lot of the companies that they own. Because I think that they're going to need to, because they're going to have to pay a lot of lawyer fees. And I also think a lot of these companies that they own aren't really as valuable as they think. So like I think Matt Mullenweg is going to offload a lot of these to get money to pay for his legal fees.
Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah. And then one thing that's interesting too is for some reason people think Matt like invented these services like WooCommerce. No, he bought most of everything in the Automattic inventory, whatever you want to call it. That's all just bought. He just buys his way into it. So in this ecosystem of WordPress, if you have money, you could buy your way into it. So
if you don't know, Automattic, the company that owns WordPress, owns a lot of other companies on top of WordPress. So they own Tumblr, they own Gravatar.
WooCommerce is a big one.
WooCommerce, I don't think they're going to get rid of that one. But like Tumblr and Gravatar, and they have like a podcast thing. I think those he's going to offload.
Yeah, they're not really, they really aren't worth much, like at all. It's very complicated. We've learned a lot in 2024 about how the ecosystem works, but yet still, even the people who are in it, we still don't really understand it. It's meant to be purposely confusing because he isn't, I keep saying egomaniac. He is insane. Like that's my to go off of your prediction. Yeah, I think that, I didn't think about that. I think you're right. I think there's going to be so many legal fees because it's going to get real expensive real quick. So that's why I'm like, if something does happen, like a fork or something, actually, it needs to happen now. It needs to happen within the first quarter of this year. Like, I feel like if by April we don't have much going on, I think it's just going to be a nothing sandwich, and we're going to still be using Elementor like as if nothing's changed.
Okay.
All right, you want me to go to mine now? I guess. Okay. So this one we actually talked about on the couch today, or I mentioned it. To go on the AI, I won't go too deep into AI, but I think that this we'll have the first full-length AI movie in 2025. So what I mean by that is
Scary.
I think that there's going to be a full-length movie all generated with AI. So all audio, all the video, any effects or anything. I think that that will be this year for sure, because they can do it already in small chunks, like 5-10 minutes. So I think that they're going to be able to do a full-length movie. So what is that, like a 60 or 90-minute thing? I think they're going to do it. I think whoever can do it first is going to be like first to market on this is going to be huge. So I think that
I don't know.
it's
That
not going to
scares
be
me.
my prediction. It's not going to be like in movie theaters. It's not going to be like everyone's going to go to
Yeah.
AMC. It's going to be like on YouTube or something. I think it will be like a pretty big event. I think it will be toward the end of the year that there'll be a full AI movie. Do you think that's
I mean,
in reality?
it's definitely possible because I've seen what can be done using AI. I don't know if somebody has the desire to do that, but yeah, I think it could happen. I mean, we can do amazing things with these tools now, so
Yeah.
it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility.
I think that if you're like a movie studio, you want to be first to market. Everyone wants to always be the iPhone. They want to be like, we're the movie industry that creates AI movies. And I don't know where it goes from there, but I really do see that this is going to happen. But it's going to take millions of dollars to make this movie. It's a weird one. I don't know. I like the AI stuff, of course. So I just figured I'll throw an AI one in. You want to go to yours
My
now?
turn.
Okay.
Okay, I think that another country is going to ban social media for kids.
That's a good one. So Australia's
already done this. I think that there's going to be at least one other country that bans it as well.
What countries? What can you think?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe India. Who knows? But I just think that they're never going to be able to enforce it. First of all,
yeah,
like the cat's already out of the bag. Like, how do you even enforce that?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that we're having a conversation about it says a lot.
Oh yeah.
Like obviously people are concerned with social media and kids. If Australia passed this law to ban it, so
that's a big country. It's like
it's it's a big deal, and I think that there's going to be a lot more conversations about social media and kids in the future, and I think that other countries are going to follow suit with it.
I think if it gets picked up in the EU, you know how the EU is very big on privacy and all of this stuff. I think if it gets picked up in the EU, that would be a huge deal. Like all of those countries will then ban it. That would be huge. Here in the United States, nothing like that will ever happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen here, but I think that in other countries they're already talking about it, so I think that it's gonna happen, and it's really interesting to me that people are very concerned about their kids and being on these platforms. Obviously it's having an effect on them, whether we like it or not. So many people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal and we need to just monitor our kids, but it's hard to monitor a teenager 24/7. They're going to school, they're hanging out with their friends, they're going to see stuff. So
because I say that about our country, because if you're not in the United States right now, it's a joke. Like every day they're like, we're going to ban TikTok, we're going to ban TikTok. No, you're not going to do anything. This country, we don't move fast when it comes to technology, and there's so much money in our politics, and there's so much lobbying. This stuff will never happen in this country. That's why the EU, in a lot of ways, runs circles around our country. Like, it's very clear.
With the regulations.
Yeah. Even though there's a lot of weirdness when it comes to the EU, in my opinion, like how GDPR works, I think it's a very odd thing here, because one thing that I always thought was very odd was with the GDPR law is, okay, if someone wants to be forgotten on your website or your server, so someone can contact us and be like, delete all of my information from your server. But how can I verify that you're really the person that needs to be deleted? You know what I'm saying? So that right there. So there's at least the EU's trying, and our country doesn't.
Well,
so
I also think that it's a big money grab for lawyers, and
Yeah, it's always lawyers.
they're not going to be able to enforce it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going after like the big companies to try to get
Yeah.
lawsuit money and stuff. So they make these laws, and similar to this law in Australia that got passed, like they're never going to be able to enforce it. But the conversation,
yeah,
I think, is what's important.
Yeah, it's a good conversation.
Mhm.
Like even here so the way it works in this country is everything's run at like the state level. Like right now, starting tomorrow in Florida, they're going to ban Pornhub in Florida. But there's a million other porn websites. And then why is a state blocking a porn website? Like we live in some.
But also, don't they know that VPNs
exist?
exist?
VPNs exist. There's a million porn websites. And then here's where my mind goes is, okay, what happens if you literally live on the Georgia-Florida border and you live on the Georgia side, but your internet's coming from Florida? How does that work? Like our country is a mess. Like they've tried to block like Utah's tried to do stuff like this.
They have, I think.
They tried to block Bitcoin somehow in New York. I was like, it's not a physical currency. You do it over the internet. Like, I feel like these lawmakers don't understand how internet works. Like, if you live on the border somewhere, there's a lot of weird gray area.
I think a lot of it is just to get people scared.
Yeah, it's all control and lobbying and money. So, all right, so that actually that does kind of lead into my next prediction, and it's very much similar to what we're just talking about. I think we have a new administration coming in. I think that there's going to be a big fallout in the USA like tech industry. So I think that AI and politics are going to really get messy the first 6 months of this new administration. So my prediction is that there's going to be like no startups in the tech industry, like very little. Like we used to have a lot more tech startups in Silicon Valley. I think that there's going to be 6 months of chaos and then 3.5 years of trying to repair. That's my prediction of this administration and the tech. It's a lot. What do you do?
I think it's going to be 4 years of chaos.
4 years of chaos. Yes, I
don't think it's going to be 6 months. I think we're in for a really long 4 years. I think there's going to be
a lot of damage in 6 months, cleanup in 3.5 years. I
don't think it's going to be cleaned up. I think we're in for a rough road.
Yeah, and I think that the tech industry here in the United States is just going to be. It's going to be almost like following the Matt Mullenweg WordPress drum. Every day there's going to be something stupid. You can't have an opinion on it because it moves so fast, but that's done on purpose. So I think that the big tech companies, it's going to get weird. There are going to be certain tech companies that are going to be heavy in the politics, and then they're going to, if you piss somebody off, the next day you're now going to be delisted on the Wall Street, or it's going to get messy real quick. I think. Do you think so? We're already kind of there, but
I think that it's kind of already started. But I don't think it's going to be 6 months. I think it's going to just be chaos for the next 4 years. Good job, America. Yeah. You did this.
Well, I think that it's going to have less innovation. I think there's going to be a lot less startups because of this, because you have to have, millions, billions of dollars to be one of these big tech companies, like to grow. You got to really, I think I'm starting to see less startups is basically what I'm saying.
But do we need to have so many?
I don't know. It depends on what it is. Like we need competition. Like we definitely.
But I mean, does it need to be in tech? Like,
well, there's a lot of tech. I think a lot of tech in AI is going to be. That's another kind of prediction I was going to say is we're going to have so many AI agents by the end of 2025 that it's going to be. We might go into AI like overload. And then there's going to be a lot of companies that start up because of the space. But I don't know. It might be really difficult to get into the startups. But okay, I'm just kind of rambling. Anything else on that one?
No, I think that we're definitely in for a rough 4 years.
Chaos, just pure chaos. We're going to try to stay on top of it and learn from the chaos. But all right, you're up next. The last
Okay.
one.
My prediction, my last prediction is blue sky is not going to be a thing by next year.
What?
I think it's going to be just like every other
Clubhouse.
every other social network that tried to gain some traction. People are going to talk about it for a little bit, and then we're not going to use it anymore because it's going to be.
We're tired. We're tired.
Well, it's all we're tired, but it's also Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk run the show,
Mm-hmm.
and it's designed that way on purpose.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't need another Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, I think people are just going to be over it. But to add to that prediction, I also think TikTok is not going to get banned.
Yeah, that one's they're already
So
pushing it
we're
back.
gonna have TikTok, but we're not gonna have Blue Sky.
Really? Okay.
I think
See,
Blue
I
Sky
don't-
is done.
I'm not 100% sure. I think Blue Sky in my prediction. Yeah, we're gonna disagree on this one. I think it's gonna get more popular because it already is. It's taken off a lot more. It's definitely not nearly as popular as
For
of
right
course.
now, but I think people
Because
because people sign up for something doesn't mean that they're
I know.
using it.
Well, in one of our last videos, I quit LinkedIn, and all I did was the handful of people that I actually cared about on LinkedIn, I just follow them on Blue Sky. So I'm literally using my Blue Sky account to follow a handful of people, and I'm checking it a couple of times a day, just real quick. Like I'm not engaging really. I'm not spending much time on it.
You're not posting anything.
And that's
right?
because there's no algorithm in it. It's because it's not driven by ads and algorithms right now. But I don't know if that does happen, it could shift.
Well, that kind of says a lot because the fact that you're just like, oh, I go and I check it and I don't get sucked into it. That's why I think it's going to go away. Because in order for these platforms to survive, people have to be using it all the time.
And get
if
sucked down
people
these rabbit
aren't
holes. Yeah.
getting sucked into it like they are TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I just think that it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Just like Clubhouse and I don't even remember the other.
What was
Be
that?
Real.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one
like-
where you take a picture every couple minutes. I'm like, that's a weird one.
There's
yeah.
so many.
Periscope, Vine. There's all
yeah.
of
Well, I feel like TikTok is just
is the short form video.
is Vine. You know what Vine was.
Let us if anybody's in this live stream and they want to throw a prediction up there, just feel free. We can chat about it. But yeah, that was our 3. We were gonna do 5, but I feel like 5 was a lot. Like I could always come up with more, but
well, do you have another one that you want to throw out there?
Let me see. If I was gonna throw it out there, I mentioned the AI because I was gonna mention that AI is gonna be like we're gonna be on overload.
What about something that's not even related to tech?
And not politics. I'm trying not to do politics either. I don't know. Do you have anything off the top of your head? I can't think of any. Not on the spot.
I think that there is going to be some big celebrity scandals this year.
Yeah.
Related to the Diddy list.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
I
thought you were talking about like Mr. Beast or something.
Oh, I mean, that's
a whole other thing.
That could be too. But I think that we're going to find out some of our former heroes are not so great.
Well, that's
that
why
story's wild, y'all.
Yeah. Well, that's why whenever I actually think companies need to really think about who is endorsing your products and pushing your products because it can get nasty real quick. And then I feel like companies that have like a mascot, like a fictional like mascot, like Buc-ee's is like a beaver, Geico is a lizard. There's never going to be a scandal around those things. So
I would hope not.
I know. So when you hire like Jared from Subway, like, yeah, you all know how that went down. Not great for branding, and that they're still around, which I think is crazy. But yeah, I think that more companies should focus on fictional characters. Do you agree with that? Because I'm like, this is what happens.
It's a safer bet.
Yeah, for sure. I think that. Yeah, if like P. Diddy was your brand ambassador for your company, like that's not good, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of yeah, maybe there's more education around influencers and who they take on. I think that that's a conversation that
Yeah.
definitely should be. We're more aware of it. Like I would say, what was this one recently? Oh, the one with the honey. If you keep up with there's
Oh
this
yeah.
browser extension called Honey, and if you look online on YouTube, it's gone viral. It's a huge video where this guy explains how this browser extension has been stealing people's like influencers like us who would like push a affiliate code. If you install their extension, which is supposed to save you money throughout your browsing experience, it hijacks like your affiliate code and doesn't pay you out. So I think that there's going to be more scandals like that in 2025. I think that more
Maybe.
companies are going to get more creative on how they can rip off content creators. Because think about it, they got away with it for so many years, and
Yeah.
people are pushing it. Like some of the biggest YouTubers out there, Marques Brownlee, they were pushing this browser extension, and they had no idea kind of what was happening behind the scenes, like in the
Yeah.
code. So I am
I mean,
super.
how would you know until?
You would have to. Some people literally just looked at the code. So when you click on an affiliate, like if you clicked on our CrocoBlock affiliate, and it goes to the CrocoBlock website. Okay, great. But then this Honey browser extension popped up and was like, hey, I'll save you an extra 10% or some BS. Even if it doesn't, if you click that code or that button, it now redirects to their affiliate.
Hmm.
It takes away our affiliate. So I think that that's going to
Nice.
be something that is going to be more content creation scandals. That's another like good prediction, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because that's
probably.
just one of them. Yeah. There's so many that are probably out there that.
Yeah. There's probably a lot that we don't even know about. So
Mhm.
yeah.
But yeah, overall, I would say, yeah, this year we're looking forward to it. This year, we're definitely exploring a lot more with our pricing and how we're looking to structure how we work with small businesses. So that's going to be something that we work on this year.
Yeah.
Is
Doing more of this stuff.
yeah,
Doing
more live
live
streams.
streams, more video content. We're finding that we actually really enjoy doing this. So we want to do more of it. We like building this community. It's been a lot of fun. So
Yeah. All right.
definitely expect more from us in
Yeah.
the new year.
So, like I said, next year at this time, what we're going to do is look back at this video and come up with, we each had the 3, and then we'll kind of react to it and be like, hey, well, were you completely off base, or were we kind of onto something?
Who's gonna win?
Yeah, and we'll just do like on the Daily Tech Show I like to watch. They do like a point, so you get a point, and then you could do like half points. So we could just do it like that. So if it's like, yeah, some of these are kind of hard to say. So like, let's say the WordPress one. Let's say Matt's still around. I don't know how that would. I don't know how you do points on these ones.
Well,
we'll figure it out.
I feel like mine are pretty. Like it's either gonna
on
happen
or off,
or
yeah.
it's not.
Like Blue Sky's either gonna be, but I don't know. Like in your example, like Blue Sky could still be lingering, just like how LinkedIn or something's like lingering. It's not like a big platform, but it's. You just don't think it's going to be a replacement for like a Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take.
Yeah,
off
not
like
when you have the
everybody.
world's richest man running the country. That's not going to happen. Like he's going to make sure that that's
and running Twitter.
Yeah,
I refuse to call it X.
No, that's what I'll try not to. All right, cool. That was our live stream. Is there anything else?
No, happy New Year.
Yes.
Download our freebie. And
yeah.
have a great night. Be safe.
Yes.
Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.